Hey there, future publishing masterminds. Ever find yourself daydreaming about being the one to help, incredible stories, make that jump from page to the big screen, or maybe even find new life in a totally different language?
It's a fascinating field, that's for sure.
Today we're diving deep into the world of publishing rights managers, those behind-the-scenes heroes connecting books to a much wider audience.
It's where a love for books meets, serious business smarts. And lucky for you, we've got a whole stack of insider info to help you totally ace that interview and land that dream job.
All right, let's unpack all of this. We've got this interview guide, which is full of real-life questions, a career guide, spilling all the secrets on what it really takes to thrive in this kind of role. And then, of course, we've got insights into how RoleCatcher's AI can give you that extra edge.
It's a game changer.
So first up, that interview. Imagine you're face-to-face with, a potential employer, and they hit you with this. Can you explain the role of a publishing rights manager? Seems pretty straightforward, right?
It does, but you'd be surprised how many people, stumble on this one.
Really?
It's your big chance to really demonstrate that you have a deep understanding of what the role really entails, going way beyond that basic job description.
Okay, so don't just repeat back what they posted online. Got it.
Yeah.
What are some key things you should highlight in your answer that would make it stand out?
This is where you get to showcase your passion for both sides of publishing, the literary side and the business side. Talk about all the different avenues a publishing rights manager explores. I'm talking translation rights, film adaptations, even merchandise deals, the whole 9 yards.
So it's about painting that picture of how a book's journey continues even after the initial publication.
Exactly.
That makes a lot of sense. Now, I'm curious, this interview guide mentions a lot of questions about copyright law for someone who might not be a legal expert. That can seem pretty intimidating.
Well, it's crucial to show them that you understand all the legal stuff involved. Imagine securing this amazing deal only to have it fall apart because of some legal detail you overlooked.
Ouch. Talk about a plot twist you definitely don't want in your career. Okay. The next question in this guide is, how do you stay up to date with changing copyright laws and industry regulations?
That is where that commitment to continuous learning comes in.
So you're saying, always be learning.
Always. Think industry events, online courses, those are great. Even subscribing to important publications. Anything that shows them you're proactive, you're genuinely invested in staying current, all of that.
So it's kind of like subscribing to Publishers Weekly, but for legal eagles. Right?
Exactly.
And this is where, RoleCatcher's AI can be so helpful. It can analyze job descriptions and help you highlight all the right experience, right?
Precisely. Let's say this particular employer really emphasizes international publishing rights. RoleCatcher can help you showcase any experience you have in that area. Make sure your resume and cover letter really stand out.
That's amazing. It's like having a personalized career assistant. Now, let's dive into a question that I think a lot of people dread. Can you describe a time when you had to navigate a really complex licensing agreement? Storytelling time.
This is your moment. You can bring your experience to life.
So what should you do?
Choose one specific example that really demonstrates your negotiation skills, your legal knowledge, your ability to handle pressure, all of it.
Okay, so instead of just saying, I'm a good negotiator, you'd actually walk them through a real-life situation.
Right.
What kind of details would make for a really compelling story here?
You've got to set the scene. What was at stake in this agreement? What challenges did you face? Then you can walk them through your thought process. Did you have to get creative to find a solution? How did you make sure that everyone felt heard and respected, during the negotiation process?
So it's almost like you're giving them a little peek into your problem-solving process.
Yeah.
And speaking of problem-solving, RoleCatcher's AI can actually analyze your answers to these questions, right? Give you feedback and everything.
Absolutely. It's like having a personal coach giving you feedback on how clearly you explained your experience, how well you showed off your skills. It's incredibly valuable.
And we're back, ready to tackle even more of those interview questions. Uncover strategies for snagging your dream job as a publishing rights manager.
The more you prepare, the more confident you'll be going in, that's for sure.
I love that energy. Okay, let's jump right back in with question number 6 from our trusty interview guide. Okay, get ready for this one. Can you describe a time you had to navigate a complex licensing agreement? Wait, I'm getting some deja vu here. Didn't we already kind of talk about this one?
Well, yeah, we did touch on using stories as a way to answer those, tell me about a time questions.
Right.
This one's asking for a very specific story.
Okay.
Think about those like more intricate licensing deals, those that involve permissions, payments, making sure everyone's on the same page legally.
So not just any negotiation one where the legal stuff was really front and center.
Yes, exactly. Choose an example that really lets your knowledge shine through in this area. Did you have to navigate tricky copyright issues? Maybe you negotiated a really complex international licensing deal or something?
Ooh, impressive.
Yeah.
How do you make sure, though, that your story hits all the right notes?
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to overwhelm them with a bunch of legal jargon.
Yeah, it's all about finding that sweet spot between showing them you're an expert and keeping things clear and engaging. You can definitely sprinkle in specific terms or even mention legal frameworks that you're familiar with, but just don't get bogged down in those technical details.
So use those industry terms just to show them like, hey, I know what I'm talking about, but keep the story like the main focus.
Yes.
This feels like another one where a tool like RoleCatcher could be a game changer because their AI can actually analyze your answers and give you feedback on how clearly you're communicating all of this, right?
Totally. It's like having this secret weapon in your job search. You can practice your answer, see how it lands, and fine-tune it until you feel super confident.
Okay, I'm sold. All right, next question. This one feels like it needs a delicate touch. How do you ensure that all the parties involved in a licensing agreement are actually satisfied with that final agreement? That feels like walking a tightrope.
It's definitely a balancing act. You're not just negotiating contracts, you're building relationships too. Authors, publishers, filmmakers, they all have their own goals and concerns.
And you're that central person making sure that everyone feels heard and respected, right?
Exactly. When you answer this one, emphasize your communication skills, those interpersonal skills. Talk about how you can see things from different perspectives, find creative solutions, and really build that consensus.
So not just getting their signature on the dotted line, it's about making sure they're still happy with that deal later on down the road.
Yes, 100%.
This career guide, by the way, it talks about how important it is to build those long-term relationships. It says that a really good publishing rights manager is someone who can turn that one-time deal into a lasting partnership.
Absolutely. It's about building trust and good faith, and that can lead to even more amazing opportunities in the future.
Now, that's what I call playing the long game. Okay, question number 8. Can you describe your experience working with authors and publishers to secure the rights for their works? Okay, I feel like this is a chance to really geek out about books.
Yes. Let your passion shine through here. Be specific. Talk about the types of books you've worked on, challenges, successes, all of it.
So instead of just saying, oh, I've worked on tons of deals, I might talk about how I helped this debut novelist get their book option for a film.
Exactly. Or that time you negotiated an amazing international publishing deal for this, beloved author or something.
Give them those specifics so they can really see your experience, right?
Exactly.
Now, I'm curious, this interview guide talks a lot about storytelling. Why is that so important in this specific field?
I mean, storytelling is at the heart of publishing, right? It's how we connect with authors, how we understand their vision, and then how we convey that vision to publishers, producers, partners.
So when you're in the interview and you're using a good story, you're showing them, hey, I get the power of a good story, not just in the books themselves, but in the business too.
Exactly. It shows them that you're not just there to handle the logistics, you're there to connect with people and really champion the stories that you believe in.
That's a really good point.
Yeah.
Okay, getting close to the end of our interview prep marathon here. Ready to tackle the final question?
Oh, yeah. Hit me with it.
Okay, question 9. How do you ensure that all licensing agreements are in compliance with all the industry standards and regulations? Okay, time to put those legal eagle hats back on.
For this one, you really want to highlight how detail-oriented you are and your dedication to being ethical.
So no cutting corners.
Absolutely not. Emphasize how meticulous you are, your understanding of all the legal complexities of publishing. Mention the process you use to review those contracts, how you stay updated on industry regulations if you need to get legal counsel, things like that.
It's really about showing them, I'm not going to sacrifice my integrity just to close a deal quickly.
Exactly. And, this is another area where RoleCatcher's AI can be a huge help.
Oh, really?
Imagine using their AI to scan your contracts, check for anything fishy or inconsistencies, or even to make sure you haven't missed anything that could come back to bite you later.
Though, that's like having a whole legal team in your back pocket.
Right.
That's a total game changer, especially for someone who's new to this whole world.
It really is.
Welcome back. We've explored what it takes to be a publishing rights manager. We've talked about how to handle those tough interview questions. And now it's time to make sure that application stands out right.
Absolutely.
Like finding that hidden gem in a stack of manuscripts.
Exactly. And that's where RoleCatcher comes in. I mean, it's
Yeah.
more than just interview practice. It's like
Gotcha.
having the secret weapon to craft that perfect resume and cover letter.
See, now those are two things that honestly I think everyone knows they're important, but no one likes putting them together. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So how can RoleCatcher help make that like a smoother experience?
So remember how we were talking about RoleCatcher's AI and its ability to analyze those job descriptions?
Yeah.
It doesn't stop there. It can actually pinpoint those keywords and those skills that a specific employer wants, and then it'll give you suggestions for how to fit those into your resume and cover letter.
It's like having like a personalized resume writer
Yeah.
who's tailoring my application for every single job I apply to.
Yes, exactly. Let's say, for example, you see a job listing and it really emphasizes experience with international rights agreements.
Right.
RoleCatcher will pick up on that, and it might recommend that you highlight that study abroad program you did where you had to translate contracts, remember?
Oh, the one I thought no one would ever care about.
Yeah. Right. And it's not just keywords. RoleCatcher will even analyze how you write, suggest ways to make it more concise, impactful, and really tailor it to publishing specifically.
Wow. Okay. I can see how in publishing that first impression can make all the difference.
It really can. A really well-crafted resume and cover letter, that can be the thing that gets you that interview.
Totally.
It's your chance to let them see not just your experience and skills, but your passion for books, your understanding of the whole publishing world.
It's like the first page, right? Sets the stage for your whole publishing career.
Exactly. And with RoleCatcher, you can know you're putting your best foot forward. You're highlighting those things that make you the perfect fit for the job.
This has been awesome. From like really getting what a publishing rights manager does to totally rocking those interview questions, even writing the perfect resume and cover letter. I feel like we've given you everything you need to launch that amazing career in publishing.
Don't forget, though, preparation is key. Review those questions, practice your answers. You can even get feedback from RoleCatcher's AI.
Oh, and don't forget to let your passion for books shine through, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Even if you don't land that dream job on the first try, every interview, it's a learning experience, right?
It is.
So take what you've learned, refine your approach, and keep putting yourself out there because the publishing world needs your passion and your skills and your unique perspective. All right, until next time, happy job hunting.